It says I'm going live. And it says I'm live. And yes, I'm live. Hello. Happy Sunday night. January the 11th. The year of our Lord, 2026. This is Randsanity. Episode 224. So that means I've been doing this for 224 days in a row. I've not missed a beat yet. I've had some pretty weak ones, but I haven't missed one. All right? We'll give it that. So if I was doing this only once a week, I'd be into year 4 at this point, right? You know? So this is 4 years of doing this. No, it's been not even a year. But how's everybody doing? Good, I hope. I found my friend Fran. She's in Nashville, Tennessee, and she writes songs for giant artists and musicians. She won't say who because it's a secret. So it must be something secretly huge, and that's super awesome. So I used to work with Fran years ago. So it's so cool to connect back here on this TikTok-y, YouTube-y thing. So Sunday night, music industry is still slow. So there's not tons and tons and tons of news. I have an anecdotal story I'll share related to the music industry that something happened here in Columbus, Ohio, of all places. Duh. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, share, watch. Go watch the damn videos on TikTok that I posted that are of this. I'm stuck in 300 view hell at this point. And I'm like, what the heck, man? I was like, I got to stop dropping F-bombs or what am I doing here? Did something wrong? They hate me. The algorithm hates me. But I'm not surprised. It's all right. I'll get it figured out or I won't. I don't really care, to be honest with you. It's really not that big of a deal. It's not going to make or break my day. Trust me. My skin's a little thicker than that. Actually, it's quite thick. You have to be working in the music industry. Believe me. We learned that long ago. We had to take all sorts of insults and stuff from people that were always giving us crap on the Facebook and everything else. So learned that long ago with lots of stalkers and lots of crazy fans out there. So it's the way it works. I'm going to start off with tour information because I was just looking at some tour stuff and I'm like, oh, wait. The Industrial Icons 9 Inch Nails are going to tour in 2026. It's their new Tron Ares soundtrack album. It's because I was looking and I saw that our friend Jared Leto is in this Tron Ares. I guess it didn't do so well. I didn't see it in the theaters because I was like, all right, whatever. But I guess it didn't do so well anywhere. Theaters, otherwise. It's now on video already. But the soundtrack came from, their Peel It Back tour. And it'll get started on February the 5th in New Orleans. And it goes all the way through March, invading lots of New York cities like Washington, Newark, Dallas, Vegas, San Francisco, a couple Canadian shows as well. So this came out, their soundtrack came out in September of 2025 via Interscope, and Walt Disney Records and Trent's own the Nell Corporation label. It reached number 5 on the Billboard 200, and it featured guest appearances by Jude Line with the track "Who Wants to Live Forever." I do, actually. I do want to live forever. That's my plan. I'm just going to continue living on forever. But that's, we'll see. So he's playing. It looks like they're going to play, I saw they started in New Orleans, then Jacksonville, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, D.C., Boston, Newark, Montreal, Ontario, and then what? February 20th here in Columbus, Ohio, playing at Value City Arena, the Schottenstein Center. I think I'm going to have to go see that. But I have a story. About 9 Inch Nails. Trent Reznor and 9 Inch Nails. Now, I don't know if everybody knows this. So, Trent Reznor, Columbus, Ohio, November 13th, 1994. Trent's playing a show at the Battelle Hall here in Columbus. He brought his favorite dog with him at the time, Maisie. So Maisie came to the show because he always brought his dogs with him. Well, Maisie was not feeling it. Apparently, we were at the show and Maisie was kind of a nihilist herself. And Maisie went for a walk with one of the guys that was not Trent before the show. And this is a golden retriever that who's being walked. This is the tall venue. And Maisie basically jumped over a railing and plunged 50 feet down. The result was not survivable. So Maisie didn't make it and left the earth, headed for the Rainbow Bridge here in Columbus, Ohio on that evening. Trent didn't find out about it till after the show. He didn't do an encore, and then immediately he left. He was basically, I mean, this is tough. He's a big dog guy. He promptly canceled a concert 2 days later, and he flew straight to Miami. He thought that the warmer weather might cheer him up. So just a little trivia of 9 Inch Nails. Trent Reznor's dog Maisie left us here in Columbus, Ohio. Tragic, tragic, tragic. Hopefully that won't happen again when they come back here. So I'm looking forward to seeing the show when he comes back in February. But yeah, definitely not something to bring up. Hey, how's your time in Columbus last time you were here? It wasn't the last time, but I'm sure that definitely hits home. You don't forget about losing your dog at a concert. And not just like lost. I mean, lost. Anyway. Yeesh. All right, we've got some history stuff going on, and it's slow. I'm gonna avoid all the tragic stuff that happens when we expire, because there was just so much of that last night and tonight too. Same thing. It's just because the industry's slow. This is the time of year where I keep telling you, just everyone's on vacation. I called to my friend out in L.A. again today. Talked to one of my record label friends, and I'm just like, what's going on? Nothing. Just hanging out. Still got a little downtime. I'm like, when do you guys start again? This week? Yeah, we'll start gearing up this week. I'm like, okay. It's because they've been off since like December. Because that's the way it works. The record industry just takes off for months. And it just, it kind of slows down this time of year. Everyone gets a break. So we'll see. It'll be back. But anyway, in 1958, Elvis released Elvis Presley Jailhouse Rock. It was put back a week after Decca Records pressing plant in the United Kingdom were unable to meet the advance orders of 250,000 copies. 250,000 pre-sale copies. Some of the characters named in the song are actually real people. I looked this up and I'm like, wait, what? So Shifty Henry was a well-known LA musician, not a criminal, even though his name was Shifty Henry. The Purple Gang was a real mob, and Sad Sack was a U.S. Army nickname in World War II for a loser. So, I mean, I think Sad Sack's still kind of a name. If someone calls you a Sad Sack, you're kind of a loser. So I'd say that would be the way it works anyway. All right. The Beatles recorded the first national television show, Thank Your Lucky Stars. They had to mime it for their new single, Please Please Me, which was released on this day in 1963, January 11th. And again, when they say mimed it, they basically mean lip synced, but they're not allowed to. The unions in the UK don't allow for lip syncing, which I always find to be interesting that they can't lip sync. It's against their rules, so they don't do it. Louie, 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 hey, oh, we gotta go. Yeah, 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 yeah. By the Kingsmen was #1 song on the U.S. Cashbox music chart. For a while, the record was banned by a handful of U.S. radio stations because of its indecipherable lyrics, which were rumored to contain naughty words. Even the FBI investigated the song, but finally concluded that they couldn't find anything wrong. Come on, really? The FBI had to investigate a song to see if it had sketchy lyrics. I mean, everyone knows that song. That's like the slurry, drunken song that you saw in Animal House. Louie, So that's what? 60 years old? Yeah, 60 years old. 62 years old. 1964. Johnny Cash in 1964, Ring of Fire became the first #1 album when Billboard debuted their country album chart. It has 16th album in total, and it's the first compilations album by Cash. Another great song. Johnny Cash is one of those artists that is just kind of timeless. He also covered, a Nine Inch Nails song. Think about that. Nine Inch Nails all over the place tonight. Good old Johnny Cash, ladies and gentlemen. The Jimi Hendrix Experience recorded Purple Haze at the Lane Lea Studios in London. Hendrix later stated that Purple Haze was about a dream he had that he was walking under the sea. I think Jimi Hendrix was smoking pot. In concert, Hendrix sometimes substituted lyrics for comic effects. "Excuse me while I kiss the sky" was rendered "Excuse me while I kiss this guy," which gesturing towards his drummer, Mitch Mitchell. Oh, Jimi Hendrix, you comedian, you. "Excuse me while I squish this fly." "Excuse me while I catch this spy." I mean, you can just throw in anything in there. You just got to have a little bit of rhyming skills and you'd be making it all day long, "Excuse me, 'cause I've got to cry." All right, I'll stop. I'll stop the pain. Now, we talked about this last night, that Mick Jagger, because of his previous drug arrest for pot possession, was banned from entering Japan. So in 1973, on January the 11th, it was confirmed that the forthcoming Rolling Stones tour of Japan had been canceled. Despite having record-breaking ticket sales, it was true that Mick Jagger had been informed that he was banned from entering the country because of the drug conviction. I mean, that's a real thing, The countries look at some of these artists and they kind of say, well, we don't want your type here. We don't want your type here. In 1975, Led Zeppelin played their first concert in 18 months when they appeared at the Ahoy, Rotterdam, Holland, playing one of 2 warm-up shows for their forthcoming North American tour. The set list including some new songs, "Sick Again," the Rain Song, "Kashmir," "No Quarter," and "Trampled Underfoot." I did not see Led Zeppelin perform, but I did get to see U2 perform one of those shows. We got flown out to Los Angeles, and we all got sequestered in this hotel. It was just, I don't know, maybe 100 people total. And we got to hang out, partied out in Los Angeles, and then all these buses pulled up. And we had a police escort. And each one of the buses had 2 cops on it, undercover detectives. We had to turn our phones in. No one's allowed to take phones. And we were all searched to make sure no one had cameras or recording devices. We were driven over to the LA Coliseum and paraded inside. Now, this is the LA Coliseum. It was a full dress rehearsal for U2 before they went out on their North American tour. We were the only people in the whole venue. It was crazy. So we all sat like on the side, front row of this, and they did their entire show. It was just wild to see. Lights, pyro, the whole bit. At one point, Bono actually stopped and said, "Oh, yeah, let's do this one again." And he goes, "Hope you don't mind." When everyone was like, "Nah, man, all good." So we did it a second time, and they did this entire concert, like, preview for us. And after the show, Bono addressed us all, and he's like, "Thanks all for coming. Let's have a great day, and enjoy your eggs." And we were like, "What?" Didn't even realize it was Easter Sunday. When we left, U2 had eggs that they handed out to every one of us when we left the venue. So I still have the U2 Easter egg to this day. It's a chocolate egg, so it didn't rot or anything. I'm sure it's not edible at this point, but yes. So it is interesting that bands do these full dress rehearsals and, someone gets to see them. So that was one of the ones I got to see. It was kind of an amazing thing. In 1975, the Alan Freeman BBC One radio show broadcast a Pink Floyd concert recorded at the Empire Pool in Wembley, London, England on the 16th of November, 1974. The band had played 4 nights at Wembley on their Dark Side of the Moon tour, and tapes from these shows have been remixed for this performance. Interesting. Rod Stewart headlined along with Queen, AC/DC, Whitesnake, Yes, and Iron Maiden at a Brazilian rock festival held in Rio de Janeiro in 1975 on this day, January 11th. 1985. That sounds like that would be a hell of a lineup to see. Queen and Iron Maiden on the same bill. I don't know if those audiences are crossover. I mean, I'd be excited about it, but I don't know about how many crossover artists there are that do that. So, in 1986, the Pet Shop Boys scored their first UK #1 with West End Girls. The first version of the song was released on April 1984, becoming a club hit in the United States after the duo signed with EMI. Damn it. After the duo signed with EMI, the song was re-recorded and produced by Stephen Hague. See, I had to change cameras just because that one crapped out. So now I'm over here. I could be over there, but I'm not. I'm over here. So here I am. 1992, Nirvana appeared on Saturday Night Live. They performed 2 songs, Smells Like Teen Spirit and the Tutorial Pissings. Also on the day, the group's Nevermind album went to be #1 on the U.S. album charts. I didn't see that one. I think I'm gonna have to go look for that one and see if I can find that. Saturday Night Live, I don't even know if they still put up videos of that, but I would go see that for sure. See if I can find that one. I'm gonna change my camera back. Hang on, I'm coming back. Swear. There we go. So now that camera's back on. See, I can go back over here. It's a better camera angle because I can read my teleprompter. My notes are a little clearer, see, because they're right here. Oh, my notes, man, my notes. In 1998, Rolling Stone magazine's reader poll picked Be Here Now by Oasis as Album of the Year. Be Here Now was an instant commercial success, becoming the fastest-selling album in British chart history and topping the album chart in 15 countries. It was the biggest-selling album of 1997 in the UK, with 1.47 million units sold that year. As of 2016, the album has sold 8 million copies worldwide. That was 1998. And as of 2016, it sold 8 million copies, and that was 10 years ago. So I'm wondering how many more copies they've sold since then, and why they give me the update to 2016 and not to 2026. I have no idea. Why wouldn't they just update it to today? This news is something I read for today on this day. What? It makes no sense to me. None of it makes any sense. It's just one of those things. In 2000, 26 years ago, Whitney Houston was under investigation after allegedly trying to smuggle 15 grams of marijuana out of Hawaii. A security officer found the drugs in the singer's handbag. Houston then walked away when they tried to detain her. Sorry, that's not mine. I just have somewhere else to be. Miss you getting on the airplane. No. I came to the wrong place. I really wasn't planning on being at the airport tonight. No, I'm not sure what you're talking about. This isn't why I'm supposed to be here. Now, why am I? Oh, my camera moved. I'm like, why am I Oh, shit. Sorry. I'm like, why is the camera angle weird? Now I know why. There it is. I'm like, why am I not in the center? There you go. I moved the camera. My bad. It happens. Pilot error. Okay? That's what we call that. We call that pilot error, ladies and gentlemen. Right, Hank? Pilot error. What's up, Jello? Jello, what's up? Let's see. Mickey Finn. Nope, not going to do that one. Pete Townsend. Yeah, I'm not going to do that one either. Jeez, that's... Yeah. No, Pete Townsend. Yeeska. No. Yee. Bad. James Griffin. No, that's another sad one there. Let's see. Robbie Williams, manager, told the Times newspaper that the singer would refuse to make another album for his record label EMI, saying he was unhappy after the label has taken over by Terra Firma. Tim Clark told the paper Williams would not deliver another new album because he had no idea how the label would handle it. Williams had sold 47 million albums around the world since leaving Take That in 1995, making him one of EMI's most successful artists. Now, I guess if you get into a scuff with your record label, you don't have a lot of recourse, but I guess if you just say, you know what, I'm just not going to record any more stuff. Well, what can they do? There isn't like album non-recording jail. I mean, they can sue the crap out of you, but it's not like they can do anything otherwise. I mean, you know. This one I was like, why? Ringo Starr helped launch the celebrations of Liverpool's year as Europe's capital of culture. Capital of culture. I did not realize that Liverpool was Europeans' capital of culture ever, let alone in 2008. Ringo Starr was joined by acrobats who dangled on wires from cranes at the opening party, kicking off a year-long program of more than 350 events. Organizers hoped the Capital of Culture tag would attract an extra 2 million visitors to Liverpool and boost the economy by almost $200 million. I don't know. I don't think I ever heard about the Capital of Culture tag for Liverpool. Sure. In 2016, less than 24 hours after his death, David Bowie topped the UK album chart with his latest release, Black Star. With sales over 43,000 units, the album outsold its nearest competitor, Elvis Presley's If I Can Dream, by 25,000. Remember, both Bowie and Presley were born on the 8th. So they shared that birthday, and they were admirers of each other, believe it or not. In 2017, Tommy Allsup was a rockabilly guitarist who narrowly avoided boarding the plane that killed Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper. The musician famously lost a coin toss for a seat on the plane. His place was taken by teen star Richie Valens, who also perished when the plane crashed. Allsup went on to become a Grammy-winning musician who played with Merle Haggard, Roy Orbison, and Willie Nelson. Yeah, that's one of those things. Like, can you imagine that your entire life is based on a coin toss, and not just like arbitrary, like, yeah, that was a life-changing chance. No, I mean, that literally is the difference between your life and not your life by flipping a coin. That would be so crazy. How would you I don't know if what the rest of your life would be like. You'd have to live it so genuinely, so uniquely, so thankfully and so grateful to that coin flip. I don't know. I would probably keep a coin in my pocket at all times. Just every major decision would be like, live or die, live or die, live or die. But that's crazy. Think about that. Flipped a coin, did not get on an airplane. That's wild. That is absolutely just crazy to think about. I don't know. I I think that's just completely wild. That's just me personally. I don't know. How could that not affect your entire existence if you think about it? Flipping a coin and whether it allowed you to survive further or not. Anyway, all right, let's talk a little bit about births and deaths. Dun, dun, dun. Born on this day, Vicky Peterson of the Bengals. Just another manic Monday. That'll be tomorrow. 68 years old. Tom DeMost of No Doubt, 58 years old. Mary J. Blige, 55 years old. Tom Megan of Kasabian, 45 years old. Actor Rod Taylor from the movie The Birds. He died in, he would have been 96. He died quite some time ago. But I just talked about him the other day because his birthday was on the 7th. So he died 4 days after his birthday. Again, that top 10%, man, 10% of people that died right around their birthday. Crazy shit right there. Felix Silva? Who's Felix Silva? Felix Silva was Cousin It on the Addams Family, because that was a real person, but I guess he was an Italian actor. No wonder you couldn't understand what he said. He was speaking in Italian and all that hair. Blah, 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 blah. He died. He would have been 89 years old today. And Amanda Peet, 54 years old today. People that died today. Francis Scott Key, who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, died on January the 11th. I don't know what date, but he died at the age of 63. Also, Spencer Dryden of Jefferson Airplane died in 2005 at the age of 66. Let's see what else. I saw something that was interesting. Today, 1999, was the first day that Jon Stewart did The Daily Show. That's how long ago Jon Stewart started doing the 27 years ago. That's crazy. So Jon Stewart's been doing the Daily Show. Well, not anymore, but just sort of, still out doing stuff for 27 years. That's wild. In 2009, Spam-A-Lot closed on Broadway with Spencer Hyde Pierce or whatever the hell his name is. Actually, I went and saw that. It was hilarious. You got to love Monty Python. Spam-A-Lot. Saw that on Broadway. And let's see, what else? And today, 99 years ago, the Academy Awards were started on January 11th, 1927. Louis Mayer of MGM, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, started the Academy Awards. So this would be year 99, I guess, since it started in, it will be 99? The 99th anniversary, or is it the 100th anniversary they're going to say? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what year they're going to say the Academy Awards are. The 99th Academy Awards. Maybe? Or is it like older than that? I don't know. I'll have to look. Now I'm curious. Now I'm going to have to look right now because I don't know what year the Academy Awards are. January 13, 1998. Did you attend Rush by the drummer at Cooper Stadium that time? I thought I got high with my dad. Thanks. That's funny shit right there. Let's see. Academy Awards. Academy Awards. Okay. Academy. I got Academy Awards. What year? 2026. What is that one? Is it the 99th or is it the 100th? It doesn't say. It doesn't say about the Academy Awards. Academy Awards. Academy Awards. I don't know what it is. It doesn't. Oh. The 98th Academy Awards. Okay, so it is. So since it would be this of 98th, not the 99th. All right, so it's the 98th Academy Awards we'll be seeing at some point in February. All right. I guess that's it. I don't have much else. Like I said, the industry's slow still. And it's a Sunday night. So, I don't want to stay out too late, keep everybody awake too long. You're all bored. That's the way it works. I had to stop dropping all the F-bombs because my team was saying, stop with the F-bombs. We have to edit them out. I'm like, fine. It's just my vernacular. What was I going to say? Oh, I was Talking to someone earlier about a concert, I think I'm going to go see G Love this Friday. We actually have had G Love many times at the radio station. We used to do these things, the Jack Daniels Studio 7s, and we had the Black Keys play. There was a club of about 300 people, probably about 700 people packed into this stupid thing. We did one with G Love as well. And again, it was this tiny little club that we would do these in, and it was just ridiculously packed. It's all invite only. It's only invite only for Jack Daniels people. So we did it with Jameson, Jack Daniels. These liquor companies just loved to do these promotions with bands, where they would just, single out these bands and put them in these teeny little venues and make the tickets so exclusive that, if you didn't know somebody, the chance of you winning them was just astronomical. Even if it was just, with the radio station, we would give them away, but it was so hard for people to get because they put these giant bands in these tiny little clubs. We did those like annually for years. It was always fun, but it was always a bit of a nightmare. So it is what it is. So I'm looking forward to seeing G Love Friday, I believe. Should be fun. All right. On that note, I'm going to head over here. And I'm going to look at the camera. And I'm going to say thank you so much for being here tonight. Have a great Sunday. Have a ridiculous Monday because, it's now back to work. The holidays are officially over. I don't think we get any other real holiday for a minute. We've got St. Patrick's Day coming up. We've got Valentine's Day. But, that's about it. So, do your thing. Go enjoy the rest of your night. Don't work too hard tomorrow. And remember, try and do kind things for someone. Just random acts of something. Sorry, I guess I have to have the microphone over here because it sounds like shit when it's over there. I'm looking at this camera, but I'm talking over there. That's how that works. Anyway, pilot error tonight. It's Sunday. What do you expect? They put in the B team. Never the A team on Sunday night. It's always the B team. So you got the B team me. All right. On that note, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Fade to black. Pilot error left and right. Left and right.